The recent escape of 3 dangerous inmates from Pollsmoor Maximum Security Prison has left South Africans stunned, confused, and increasingly worried about the state of the country's correctional system. Located in Cape Town, Pollsmoor is one of the most notorious and supposedly secure prison facilities in the country. It houses some of the most violent and high-risk offenders, including gang leaders, murderers, and repeat offenders with long histories of violence. So, when news broke that 3 inmates had vanished without a trace, it sent shockwaves through the public and political circles alike. The Democratic Alliance, South Africa's main opposition party, quickly responded by calling for a full parliamentary inquiry, raising serious questions about how such a breach could occur in what should be a fortress of security and order. This is not a minor slip-up, this is a full-scale crisis that touches the core of national security, public safety, and institutional competence. To fully understand the gravity of this situation, it's important to reflect on the background of Pollsmoor Prison and its long-standing issues. Both decades ago, Pollsmoor has often been in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. Overcrowding is a chronic problem, with inmate populations often far exceeding the facility's designed capacity. This overpopulation puts immense pressure on correctional officers, reduces the effectiveness of rehabilitation programs, and creates a fertile environment for violence, corruption, and negligence. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of escapes, gang fights, illegal contraband entering the facility, and even allegations of staff involvement in criminal activity. Despite repeated promises by the government to fix these problems, little seems to have changed. In many ways, Pollsmoor is a mirror reflecting the broader dysfunctions of South Africa's correctional system, underfunded, overburdened, and critically lacking in accountability. The recent incident is perhaps the most glaring example of the institutional collapse within the Department of Correctional Services. According to initial reports, the escape occurred over the weekend, but shockingly, it was only discovered during a routine check on Monday morning. That means the inmates had a significant head start, possibly more than 48 hours, before authorities even realized they were gone. This delay not only gave them time to flee far from the facility, but also exposed serious flaws in day-to-day operational oversight. How is it possible that 3 inmates could breach the walls of a maximum security facility without triggering any alarms or being spotted by surveillance systems? Were they aided from the inside? Did staff neglect their duties? Or was the infrastructure so broken that even the best intentions couldn't prevent the escape? These are the questions that South Africans want answers to, and fast. Minister Pieter Groenewald, who heads the Department of Correctional Services, has so far remained tight-lipped. While he has acknowledged the escape and initiated an internal investigation, his silence in the face of mounting public anger is drawing harsh criticism. Critics argue that this kind of non-response only deepens public anxiety and gives the impression of either incompetence or indifference. The DA spokesperson on Justice and Correctional Services, Glynis Breitenbach, wasted no time in condemning the incident. In her statement, she described the escape as a direct consequence of security lapses and demanded that Groenewald provide a clear, immediate, and transparent explanation. Breitenbach's call resonates with many South Africans who feel that trust in public institutions is eroding, and that leaders must be held to account when things go so dangerously wrong. The escape has triggered a nationwide manhunt, with police calling on the public to report any sightings of the escapees. Descriptions and images of the men have been circulated across media platforms, and roadblocks have been set up in certain areas. But capturing fugitives of this nature is no small task. These are not petty criminals, they are dangerous men with the motivation and possibly the connections to stay hidden or even flee the country. The fear now is that, if they remain at large, they could continue to commit crimes, endangering communities and reinforcing the perception that the state is unable to protect its citizens. For residents near the prison, the fear is real and immediate. They now live with the knowledge that violent criminals have slipped past the very systems meant to confine them, and are potentially walking freely among them. The implications of this event go far beyond Pollsmoor. It raises red flags about the state of other correctional facilities across the country. If a maximum security prison can be compromised this easily, what does that say about medium or low security institutions? Are similar incidents being quietly covered up? How many more inmates have escaped in recent years without public knowledge? These are the uncomfortable but necessary questions now surfacing. It's a moment of reckoning not just for Minister Groenewald but for the entire criminal justice system. If no serious reforms are implemented after this, it will signal to the public and the criminal world alike that the prison system is vulnerable, unprepared, and ineffective. The role of prison staff also deserves scrutiny. While it's possible that the escape was a result of sheer negligence, many believe that insider assistance cannot be ruled out. Corruption in the correctional services sector is an open secret. Guards have been caught smuggling cell phones, drugs, and weapons into facilities. In some cases, they have even been implicated in helping inmates orchestrate escapes or continue their criminal operations from behind bars. If this escape was an inside job, it would not only confirm these fears but also demand a complete overhaul of hiring practices, staff training, and internal monitoring systems. The credibility of the entire department hangs in the balance, and half measures will no longer suffice. Opposition parties, civil society groups, and concerned citizens are now rallying around the call for deeper oversight and systemic change. There are demands for external audits, parliamentary hearings, and even the establishment of an independent watchdog to monitor correctional facilities. Some are calling for Minister Groenewald's resignation, arguing that leadership must bear the consequences when such critical failures occur. Others insist that resignations alone won't fix the problem unless accompanied by real structural reform. What is clear, however, is that the public is losing patience. In a country already burdened with high crime rates, failing schools, and a shaky economy, this incident adds yet another layer of frustration and fear. Looking ahead, the government faces a difficult task. It must not only recapture the fugitives, but also rebuild public confidence in the correctional system. What do you guys think about this shocking incident? Should Minister Groenewald take responsibility and step down? Do you believe the escape was planned with insider help? And what needs to change to prevent future breaches like this? Drop your thoughts and insights in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with others who need to understand the full implications of what's going on behind the walls of South Africa's prisons.